Tom Jameson, it is not the end. It is not the end. Tom Jameson.
Welcome, everyone. This is kind of a familiar experience to me because for a little piece of history, quite a number of years ago, we started a club in which you were required to be a DTM, to belong. And we had about 40 members. And in the end, it turned out to be an honorary experience because it just kind of dissipated. All those people were so busy that they ended up doing other things. But one of the things that came out of that experience, and some of you have been exposed to this, we put out a cup that was given to everybody in the district. Let's see, that it keeps disappearing. I'm a DTM, and so every time somebody got a DTM, and we would hand out, so don't time me. And that was the actual name of the club, is Don't Time Me. And we would usually have a stack of those and give out a few at each conference to anyone who achieved that. We thought maybe that would provide some incentive to people to work toward that goal. And it's certainly something, I think we still have a few left. It's been at least probably 15 years ago when we started that program. But it was quite fun. Now I'm going to show you a couple of things, and this was the DTM plaque, and they have changed over the years. That's the reason I'm showing it. One of the, of course, over the years have quite a number. I'm not even sure if I know any, but it's at least 5, but I don't remember. But anyway, this is one of the more modern ones, whether that's what they're still doing or not. That's 2020, and I'll give you a couple other examples later on to show you how it has changed. The theme of my speech today, of course, is that it's not the end, because that it's only really the beginning. Once you get your DTM, you think, oh, good, now I can relax and stop doing things. And I've actually seen people that got their DTM and then quit. Okay, I achieved this big goal and I'm all through. And the truth of the matter is, getting to your DTM was a project between you and many others, mentors and people in your clubs and people that were supportive, and other clubs that allowed you to come to visit, give a speech, all those sorts of things, people giving you advice, people that have been there. All those things were advice on how to get to that point. And so once you get to that, now you have a debt to give some of that back and be coaching and mentoring. Now, remember a particular year, it was a high point of the year, but anyway, I mentored 5 people that got their DTMs during that one year that I was working with people trying to help them get to their DTMs toward the end of when they were changing some of the rules. But the proudest part of that was 2 of those people were at least 30-year Toastmasters. We've been there 30 years. One of them was more than 40 years. And they finally got their DTM with a little bit of special encouragement and help. And that would be your role, each of you who achieved DTM, and those of you who have already achieved. Remember, that is your role, is to help make sure others get there too, and mentor them and help coach them and help them, give them what they need to get to help them through those sometimes complicated tasks of getting through some of the special assignments. And of course, those assignments have somewhat changed over the years. And but I remember it was kind of uncharted territory when I first joined. When I first got my first DTM, I think I was the first one in my club, 1348, to get a DTM. And since then, a number of others have. But it was uncharted territory, and there was not too many people around to be able to help you. I'm sure you've all heard this, that you're doing so much with DTM concept, that a DTM is a very special privilege. It's where they say 1% of all Toastmasters, people who join Toastmasters, ever end up achieving their DTM. And so it is a special recognition. And so it's, as it is the beginning, they'll be seeking you to do other things, other responsibilities, putting on programs at the district level, to being leadership responsible and that sort of thing. And so those are all tasks that may come later. And certainly, at the very least, you would like to make sure that you at least mentor one other person to achieve their DTM, so that you can basically use the concept of paying it forward. Someone helped you, and you need to be able to help someone else to get to that same goal. It also opens up so many other opportunities too. People have greater expectations of you. Somehow they think you might be a really good speaker if you're DTM, which certainly is not a requirement. We all know many speakers who have been in Toastmasters forever And our DTMs aren't necessarily blow away awesome speakers, but because it's also a task of being a leader. So you need to be able to do both. And that's what a DTM is, a combination of speaking and leading. So it is not the see all and end all. It's, as I said, just the beginning, that working toward your achievement of getting to that level of getting into a DTM and then helping others. So it's really a new responsibility placed on your shoulders. Once you achieved it, it's not the be all and end all. It is that special experience. Now, someone gave me the opportunity to brag a little bit. I was division governor a long time ago, and a couple of times, and I was a district governor in 2008, 2009, and the thing I'm most proud of is, as Dr. Valencia mentioned, that all my divisions were distinguished. So let me up that a little bit. They were all select distinguished or better, and 3 of them were president's distinguished. So, but that's not even the thing I'm the most proud of. Of all my accomplishments, and I'm going to put that in quotations, is that every area governor that started the year was still there at the end of the year, and every area was distinguished, which had never been done in the district. And I think it's only been done a couple of times. And in that year, it was only 3 districts in the world that did that. So even though we only achieved distinguished as a district, I was more proud of each of the people along the way. So your job, my job, and my feeling is, in terms of a leader, is to help others to achieve. And all those people achieving will raise the boat. That boat being raised us to distinguish as a district. But I could not brag about all these things without saying, I think most of, if not all of, the credit of our success goes to the person that was a division governor that year, Sandy Amelino, who we had lost our growth person. So we did not have anybody working on new clubs, which is a death knell to his district trying to succeed. And basically she took on the role of being division governor and district club growth director without papers, and accomplished both tasks along with becoming division governor of the year as in her division. So she's the one that raised the boat the most probably of all. So it is always a team. It is never you. If you're a leader, it's never you. It's with the team that maybe you helped put together, but the team, and they're working together. Now, I don't know where my timing stands, but I do want to make sure that I get to those other couple of things. I showed you the one plaque, and I'll show you another one that was about 13 years ago, I think, or something, and it's starting to fall apart. My name might fall out of it, but anyway, that was what the plaque looked like in 2010, which I think I like better. It's one of the many changes in Toastmasters I disagree with. I like that plaque better. But neither one of those is as special to me as this one here, which is my first DTM, and it was only paper. And there it is in a frame, 1980, August of 1980. But something maybe probably none of you have seen. And then when you get your DTM, you get a medallion. So it's something you hang around your neck when you go to special events and so on. But this is what they did in 1980, which is significantly different and smaller, by the way, but more impressive because of one thing. And let's see if I can show you this on the back of the pin. Maybe you can read it, maybe you can't. But it has your name on the back and a number. So it's whatever it is, 1,000 and something. And that was the 1,033rd DTM in history. And so that is special to me and unique. And as I said, I've had, when I went to conferences and you have your DTM medallion around your neck and they say, what's that one? And for a few years I lost it. So I'm glad we ran across it again and brought it back out to get the moths away from it and got away. So you have, working towards your DTM, you've taken those first steps to your future of leadership and helping others. I'm Toastmaster.